Hey everyone, welcome back to another daily recap. So today we're going to go over the trades CLOV and Facebook. CLOV was completely unintentional. I really didn't mean to, to place the trade. And Facebook, I mean, I made money on it. Facebook was it was an okay trade. It wasn't the best, but it got somewhere, and that's all that counts. So I hope you all enjoyed the trade review episode that I had made recently. It took me a little bit. I was very selective on the videos just because I wanted to keep it relevant to today's market. I didn't want to go so far back and review old trades, especially when the market's acting in a totally different way compared to what it was some months ago. I know there's several things that I do in my episodes that I need to improve on, such as my repetitiveness or using the words like, right? So I'm going to try and reduce those as much as possible, work on my speech at least. But if you all have any other improvements that I could make, please make sure to throw them in the comments below. I'd really like to know things that I can improve on in my videos and what you'd like to see. Would you like to see more of close-ups, I guess, kind of how it was in my trade review? Would you rather see something like that, or you want to see my full screen? Or any questions you have, just drop them in the comments below, and I'd be more than happy to answer them as soon as I can. With all that being said, though, let's get straight to the recap. Well, I was filled. Unfortunately, I had literally just attempted a cancel right there, and I got filled. Unfortunately, so I'm filled at 306.35, somewhere around there. The reason I bought in was because it looked like that was the one that was gonna, break the low, and then it opened high, and I'd seen that, and I was like, oh no. But I still think this has downside potential. I think I just got in way too early. Next 5 minutes gonna open here. I think this one's gonna surge, and then we're gonna see a false break. Unless this one just really takes off, then it's a different story. I don't really want to see it over 307, but there's a chance it can. After a big false break like that, you can expect a pop, but I want to see if it's gonna break here. If it can break, that'd be great, and I just sell on the drop. 77.62. There, just sold my position, so I made $25 on that. I still believe it's gonna break low a day. I just didn't feel like holding it. I might as well just take a quick scalp on it. So maybe 25 bucks on that. I took small size. Coming into Facebook, I decided to take my first entry here on this candle. The reason I decided to take it was just because during the time in which I was trading it, it was pretty red. It was holding the lows fairly well, and next thing you know, towards the end of the candle, it started taking off to the upside, and then we see this huge move almost to 308, and after that it started slowly coming back down. I was just waiting to see if this candle or this next candle would actually curl all the way back up and start holding the highs, but eventually they kind of just faded and started curling back down to the lows, which was awesome. I was very excited to see that. I didn't want to have to stop out for another loss. Then when it broke through VWAP and didn't hold, it starts making this run up again, and I start getting kind of nervous. However, there was a resistance spot here around the 306.50 level, and this is why I decided to hold a little longer. I was basically break even at this point. I wasn't really down a whole lot, maybe like $2 to $5 or something. I decided to take a small position, as you know, and I was just trying to see, can this curl back under VWAP and continue, I guess, to hold the lows and keep breaking down. My overall target, though, was for it to break the low of the day. The low here was around 304.70, I believe, and so that was my first target. But the way it was just kind of moving here at this pace, really slow, kind of choppy. No momentum to it or anything. I just decided, I'm already tired. I was getting already annoyed, very emotional about it, and I decided, okay, on this last break here, if we could see a break of 305.70, I'm just gonna sell my entire position. I wasn't in the mood to trade, and you know, Facebook wasn't really making a move to the downside how I wanted. I was definitely moving to the downside, and I knew that. I could have held the rest of the day. I wasn't in the mood today to trade stocks, and I didn't feel like holding something that, you know, I wasn't sure I wanted to hold in the first place. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't in that good of a mood, and I decided to stop out here and sell my entire position for a total of $25 profit. I actually didn't buy that. I didn't buy that. I actually shorted that, but if I bought that, I would have known I bought that. I actually shorted that, but all right. Bought in here. Sold right there. Well, sold extremely early. So 3-cent pop. I mean, I guess. Not really doing much there. Well, I lessened the loss, I guess. Just a small 3-cent pop. I wasn't even looking at the ask. I was looking at the chart. So on my trade with CLOV, I, as you know, took a long position here by accident. I'm pretty sure I pressed the short key. I don't even think I accidentally bumped my long key, but I mean, apparently I went long on this position. I'm most likely gonna have to go configure my hotkeys once more and see what's going on there. But for some reason that was a long position that I didn't want to take. I was actually trying to short it for a quick scalp to the downside. Either way, I mean, it surged and it ended up going higher, so I guess it's kind of a good thing I didn't, you know, take that position after all. But it was quick to reject that level in the next candle, so maybe it would have held a little longer, see what it would have done. Try to get out on a pullback, and the next thing you know, it actually pulls back way more than I was you know, would have thought it would have pulled back. So I don't know what I would have done with that position. I think I possibly would have held it, see how high it was actually going to go. The mindset I probably would have had was that it was going to false break at the high, which, I mean, it kind of did. It rejected that level pretty hard. I figured the next candle would be the one to, you know, end up in a doji. Probably see it form a doji here, and then you'd see it curl back to the lows on this chart. Well, with that being said, after a while, these several minutes formed, there was a resistance level here at 1020. This was a big resistance level, as many candles, you know, weren't trying to break lower. None of them had broken below 10 yet. So I decided to take an entry on this third candle to break the last 1 minute high. I got a good entry, but the problem I had was I wasn't even looking at the ask. I wasn't looking at the level 2. I wasn't looking at the bid. I just bought based on the chart, and I sold based on the chart. I figured I sold into this surge here close to the top, but I just bought and sold, you know, super quick, and I ended up selling basically at the exact same high, I guess, at the last 1 minute. I sold like break even with that high, so, you know, 3 cents profit. It's basically break even on commissions. I kind of just lost on commissions overall today. I did get back, you know, some of that loss, but overall, I mean, I pretty much just lost in commissions today. I probably would have had less of a loss if I just didn't even take that trade, but I have no idea. I mean, I didn't check my profit. I didn't check my P&L until afterward. So with that being said, I wasn't willing to take another trade over here on the next 1 minute candle. You know, it could have broken the 1 minute low right here, and I wasn't willing to take this trade just because, you know, several things. I wasn't in the mood. I just got frustrated with Facebook, and I just it was coming up to 10. I wasn't really feeling it, and I decided before I really start getting emotional, start feeling FOMO, all this stuff, I'm just not gonna push my luck today. Another reason I also didn't trade it was because it hit the 200 on the daily, and I mean, that's a big resistance point, which is another reason why I wanted to short it, because I figured if it hits 1050, then we could see this thing go into the downside. Next thing you know, it hits 1050 up here and then starts slowly curling down the rest of the day, and that's kind of the move I was hoping for in my entry here with the short position, but obviously it didn't do that, and you know, I came out with the $20 loss on commissions. To wrap it all up, I finished down $18.71 in my stock market account, but I finished up $25 in my options trading account for a combined total of $6.29 on the day. Definitely not something you want to brag to your friends about. Some might say it's not even worth the stress to make this amount of money, but I mean, that's what I made. I still finished up on the day. Individually, though, it's a different story. However, this is a slow process. You know, the market today was just dead, wasn't the way I wanted it to go, and that's okay. You know, sometimes it's like that, and it's gonna be like that. There's gonna be really good days, really bad days. It's just how you overcome those days, and find the mentality, I guess, to remain consistent and still remain profitable within these time frames. So hopefully, the market picks up soon. I really do hope that things start changing, and I want to start implementing my new strategy and start doing new stuff, so I can become more profitable and more legitimate, as it seems like right now, I'm just losing a lot of money, and it's not going so hot for me. I hope I don't blow up my account, and I don't believe I will, but anything can happen in a market such as this one. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Be sure to like the video and subscribe, as it really helps me grow, and I'll make sure to check you guys in tomorrow for another daily recap. Take care.